and you, black man, and you, black woman, if there were no people before you, and you were the first of God's creation, then you are a direct descendant of the originator of the heavens and the earth. Therefore, the nature of God is your nature. And if you are left alone and fed properly, spiritually, mentally, morally, you will grow up into God himself. So the Bible in the book of Psalms said, ye are all God's children of the Most High God. So for the white man to tell you that you're a Negro, a colored person, a ham bone, a shine, a burrhead, all these, or nigger, whatever these names are that he calls you, when you know yourself, you're not offended by the name nigger.
Family, it has been proven historically and scientifically that black folks were the first human beings in the face of the earth. The black race existed before the white race. You know, it has been proven. Guys, to speak to us today is Louis Farrakhan as he speaks about the origin of the white people. Louis Farrakhan is a leader of the Nation of Islam. He has spoken about the origin of white people, drawing upon the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, the founder of the Nation of Islam. According to Farrakhan's teachings, he references a belief that white people were created through a selective breeding process initiated by a scientist named Yaqub around 6,600 years ago. This process, according to the teachings, took place on the island of Patmos and was aimed at creating a new race with different characteristics. Farrakhan's notion and the Nation of Islam's explanation is not supported by scientific or historical evidence and is seen as a religious or metaphorical teaching rather than a literal history of human origins. His teachings are controversial and have often sparked significant debate, criticism, and dialogue regarding race, power, and history. So guys, I want us to watch this video of Louis Farrakhan speaking. Once the video is done, we'll come back and do a critical analysis of the same. Let's watch this, guys.
Historically speaking, anthropologically speaking, genetically and biologically speaking, there is no human being on the earth that predates the black man and the black woman. Now, you might wish to argue, but there is no argument. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad asked us the question, who is the original man? And he gave us the answer. The original man is the Asiatic black man, the owner, the maker, the cream of the planet Earth, the God of the universe. Each word is important. Each word is truth. Each word is powerful. Because if we don't know ourselves, we don't know anybody else. Who is the original man? Notice in the answer, the word Africa never is mentioned. The original man is not the African black man. The original black man is the Asiatic black man, owner, maker. Well, I thought that only slant-eyed persons who are yellow in color are Asians. Yes. I thought that we were in fact Africans. Yes. The argument today is whether we should be black or African American. In the lessons given to us by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, I repeat, Africa is not mentioned, not in the student enrollment, but over in lesson number 1, which I want all of you to become a part of this so you can get your assignments. The question is asked, why does the devil call our people Africans? Now, he didn't say, why do we call ourselves Africans? He said, why does the devil call our people Africans? Now, by devil here we mean the Caucasian people. Nobody under the ground getting ready to burn you after you are dead. The white man on top of the ground burning you while you are alive. The white race, Elijah Muhammad said, is a race of devils. I'm going to prove my point. I know I'm on the radio. I know that I'm on the radio, so this is not secret. Why does the devil call our people Africans? The answer given by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the question raised by his teacher, Master Farrakhan Muhammad. To make our people of North America believe that the people on that continent are the only people that we have, and that they are all savage. Every time they show Africa, they attempt to show you our people in a savage condition. They want you and me to focus our minds on that continent and that continent alone. Listen, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the white man bought a trading post in the jungle of that continent. The original people live on this continent, and they are the ones who strayed away from civilization and are living a jungle life. Now, many of our brothers and sisters who are called Africans, what you see in the tribes and in the splitting up of our family is the fact that we have strayed from the light of civilization. For Allah says in the Quran, I made you into tribes and families and nations, that you may know one another and not despise one another. Wherever you see a proliferation of many tribes of one people, then the people have lost the light of civilization, because the light of civilization would cause an evolutionary motion in the people, which would bring them from a tribe into a nation. When the white people or devils were in Europe, they had many tribal names. The Angles, the Saxons, the Vikings, the Goths, the Visigoths, right? Yes, sir. All of these were names of tribes. But when the light of truth dawned on Europe, the Angles and the Saxons came together, the Celts and the Normans, the Germanic tribes came together and they formed nations. So now in Europe, you hear no mention of tribal names. You hear England, France, Germany, Spain. But when you go to Africa, where they have the boundaries of a nation, you hear people paying more attention to their tribe than their nation. So there is a knowledge missing that would evolve them out of a tribal development into a nation and a world. When you go among the Native Americans, you hear them saying, I am Sioux, I am Lakota, I am Dakota, I am Iroquois, I am Blackfoot, I am Cree. All of these tribal names demonstrate that the knowledge is not present that would evolve them out of a tribe into one great family, diminishing tribal customs, tribal language, giving them national custom, national language. The white people who set up a trading post on the continent of what is called Africa wanted us to believe that the people on that continent are the only people that we have. They do this to try to divide us. We have black people that have been all over this earth and have settled everywhere on the earth. You may not know it, but there are black people in China. That's right. Black people in Japan. Yes. Black people in Korea. Yes, black people in India. That's right. Black people in Australia, in Fiji, in New Zealand, in Australia. Black people in Indonesia, in all of the islands there that they call Peloponnesia, in the Hawaiian Islands. Blacks there. When you come to North America, we came here before Columbus. That's right. There's a sign that blacks were here in the Americas long before Christopher Columbus was even a thought in the mind of his father. That's right. When you argue over whether you should be African or African American, this betrays a lack of knowledge of self. Who was America named after? Amerigo Vespucci, an Italian. Before he was an Italian, we were. Before white folk ever came into the light of the world, we were. What do we look like? Taking a name after a Johnny come lately like Amerigo Vespucci. Look. And of course, for us to say African American, this is a rather nationalistic, even racist kind of statement. If this whole Western Hemisphere is divided into three Americas, North America, Central America, South America, but nobody calls themselves an American but the people who live in the 50 states. You'll never go to Canada and find the Canadian calling himself a Canadian American. He's a Canadian. You will never go to Mexico and find the Mexican saying, I'm a Mexican Central American, or a Nicaraguan Central American, or a Costa Rican Central American, or a Honduran or Panamanian Central American. I am a Panamanian, I am a Nicaraguan, I am a Guatemalan, I am a Costa Rican. No America. You go down to South America. They don't say, I am a Peruvian South American. I am a Peruvian. I am a Bolivian. I am a Chilean. I am a Brazilian. I am a Colombian. I am a Venezuelan. Nobody uses America but these who live in the 50 states. And how did you become an American? When did you become an American? Under what circumstances have you become an American? So to understand that it was a white man who named the continent of Africa, Africa. And we predated the white man. Then what was it called before the white man named it Africa? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said the original people called the planet Asia. The whole planet was once called Asia. Not just that part over there that is called Asia today, but all of it was Asia. The part that you call Europe was called Asia. Some of the old maps called it Eurasia. We called it Europe. We know the meaning of those words. This was called West Asia, and we used it as a prison. For the rebellious ones, we put them out from civilized society and banished them into what we call West Asia. So now, if we are the original inhabitants of the earth, and we are, and our color as the first creatures of Almighty God, coming up out of darkness, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, we take our color from the darkness out of which we originated. Yes, sir. So we are black, symbolizing that we are the first human beings, and from us came all other human beings. That is the teaching, yes, of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And you, black man, and you, black woman, if there were no people before you, and you were the first of God's creation, then you are a direct descendant of the originator of the heavens and the earth. Therefore, the nature of God is your nature. And if you are left alone and fed properly, spiritually, mentally, morally, you will grow up into God Himself. So the Bible in the book of Psalms said, ye are all God's children of the Most High God. So for the white man to tell you that you're a Negro, a colored person, a ham bone, a shine, a burrhead, all these, or nigger, whatever these names are that he calls you, when you know yourself, you're not offended by the name nigger. I know what a nigger is. I know who the real nigger is. Ain't got nothing to do with you and me. So, if you want to use the term African American, that is entirely up to you. But you should never use that term to negate yourself as a black person, because it was blackness that brought us into consciousness in the 1960s. It's not just a color, it is a consciousness. It's not just a color, it is a calling. And white folks felt so threatened by our calling ourselves black and identifying with black people all over the world. He wanted to change us from calling ourselves black, so he subtly changed the name, called us minorities, the disadvantaged, the permanent underclass. Man, what are you talking about? We're not a minority. When you think of yourself as a black man, then you start counting all the black people on the earth, and we become the majority, outnumbering the white man 11-1. Let him call himself the minority. Now, you say this is racist teaching, some of the silly ones among you. You say this is a racist teaching. I say no, it is a truth teaching that is designed to bust up the mind of racism. Racism destroyed the black man's identity of self. Racism hid from the white man even the origin of his own civilization that began with black people. None of the scholars at Cornell or anywhere that I go argue with the teachings of Elijah Muhammad that Greek civilization is not the beginning of civilization. It all began in Africa, and it all began with your fathers, black people. When I said to the white students, your fathers did you a disservice. They didn't tell you that the origin of mathematics, of science, physics, chemistry, medicine, law, philosophy, government, trade, commerce, navigation, engineering, all started with the black man. They don't argue because we can prove our point. So the Hispanic brother got up and raised the question. He said, sir, we could say that the black man has not evolved from his original state. If others came from the black man, they left him behind because others evolved, and the black man, it appears, has not evolved. We could say that. Well, what he was telling me is, you're trying to tell us that you all were first. I don't like that. So I'm going to throw this back at you. We could say that you people, black people, have not evolved yet from a primitive state. I said, sir, with all due respect, if we gave civilization to you and your fathers, you cannot say we had not evolved, because we evolved you. Listen. They are now unearthing civilizations under the sands in Africa that are more sophisticated and more developed, show more signs of higher mathematics and law and science than the present world in which we live. The first wonder of this world is the pyramid and the Sphinx. And the whole history of the world is written in the stones of the pyramid. Now think about this. White folk have yet to figure the pyramid out. The black man put it there, left it there, then put a black face on the body of a lion and set him out in the desert majestically, sit him there, and then went on about his business and went to sleep. Listen, so that when white folk built their world, they would still have to go back to Egypt to find out where it all began, and they would see this Sphinx majestically sitting there, a black face on the body of a lion, saying that I am the ruler, I am the lion, I am the king. I'm asleep, but I've left a sign that before you were, I am. And after you go, I shall be, for I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the ending of it all.
Family, as always, that was a very, very powerful speech from Louis Farrakhan. He says that there is no any human being on earth that predates the black men and black women historically, anthropologically, genetically, and biologically. It's proven that black men were the first people to be in the face of the earth. You know, and he says that not necessarily were these black folks in Africa. He says that they could be in other continents too. He says that actually black people preoccupy the whole world. You know, when Columbus says that he was the first one to be in the US, the New World, you know, Christopher Columbus, the black folk was there even before his birth, you know, because black folks were all over the world. The white man was not yet made in that day and time. For the lack of a better word, I used made, you know. Then who is the original man? He asks that question. The original man is the Asiatic black man. If we do not know ourselves, we don't know anyone else. You know, he challenges black folks that we should know ourselves, because if we do not know ourselves, then we do not know anyone else. There's no way we'd want to study someone if we ourselves do not know our journey, where we come from, our history. We cannot talk about the origin of white folks if we black folks do not know our history. You know, according to Louis Farrakhan and according to his teachings, according to his research, black folks occupied the whole of the earth in those days. But the real and the first human beings, according to Louis Farrakhan, is the Asiatic black folks. The white people wanted us to believe that black people in Africa are the only people we have. They do this to try to divide us. You know, that's why you start seeing people talking about African American, you know, and all these names. We have black people that have been all over the world, all over this earth, and settled everywhere on earth. You may not know, but you may not know it, but there are black people in China, black people in Japan, Korea, Australia, Fiji, you know, and any other place that you think that black people never existed before. There were black people in all these places. Black folks occupied the whole of the earth population. We existed before white folks ever came into the world, and you will never go to Canada and find a Canadian calling themselves a Canadian American or a Mexican American. You'll not find someone say that like from South Africa saying that they are Brazilian American, you know, that they are Colombian or Venezuelan American. There is a lot of things that we black folks are taking wrongly. That's why it's wrong for us to call ourselves African Americans, or rather any other name that you'd like to call yourself and add America preceding. Africa was named by a white man. What was Africa called before it was named Africa by this white man? The whole planet was once called Asia. Europe was called Asia too. Some old maps call Europe Eurasia. You know, if we are the original inhabitants of the earth, we black folks, we take our color out of the darkness we originated. We are black, symbolizing that we are the first human beings. From us came all other human beings. If there was no one before blacks existed, it means that we are the original descendants of the originator of the heavens and the earth. Therefore, the nature of God is our nature as black folks. For the white man to call you those funny names of like Negro, you know, colored person, nigger, when you know yourself, you can't get offended. Black folks are the majority. Louis Farrakhan says in a ratio of 11:1, blacks to whites. You know, we are the majority on this planet, and we got to start loving ourselves. We got to know our history. We got to know that we're actually dominant you know, that we are blessed. We were the first people in the face of this earth. Let nobody make you feel less. Let nobody with racist ideologies makes you like feel like you're less of a person, you know. And I proceed to say the origin of mathematics, science, physics, chemistry, medicine, law, philosophy, government, trading, commerce, navigation, engineering, and all other things started with black men. You know, we came in the face of the earth way long than white people. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Kindly do consider subscribing to my channel for amazing black history stories. And guys, I want to thank you in a special way because your support has been overwhelming, guys. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for sharing my work. Kindly like my video so that it can be recommended to other YouTube users, and I'll be so grateful. You can also support my work through super thanks. And guys, comment down below. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about the origin of the white race. You know, comment down below on if you think that really the black folks came in the face of the earth way longer than the white folks. Let me know what you think about the coming of Columbus, you know, to the Americas, the new world. Comment down below. And guys, I'll really appreciate. Share this video with your friends and family. See you all in my next episode. Goodbye for now.